Hi everyone, Sharon here with Max Senior. Well, Ben's birdwatching group went to Lake Merritt this time, and it was a beautiful day. And me and my friend Joan tagged along, and I brought my camera and shot probably more footage than I needed to, but it was such a beautiful day and such a beautiful spot. And I've driven by Lake Merritt, but I've never actually um, parked my car and went down by the water. And we certainly did not walk all around the lake, but here there's a visitor center. It was closed, and a wonderful totem pole. And there was a pelican there, a white pelican that had a broken wing, so it lived there year round, and you can see it following the guy that feeds it. And I asked the guy, "What is that on its beak?" And he said they get that during the mating season, and that she's a female, but he said they both get it, and then it sloughs off. So actually, I think I noticed in the photograph of the white pelican later on when I identify all the birds and attach their songs or the sounds they make to their images. I think the bird that is flying in the air that I got off the internet has one of those bumps on its beak also. It was a great bird though. I liked it. So here's just a view of the lake from the walkway around the lake. And there's a lot of people jogging around the lake and pushing their kids in strollers. This guy was very brave. He must have lived his whole life around people. And I thought these little top knots on these little pine cones were interesting looking. Oh, and this is the double-crested cormorant. Isn't that a fancy looking bird? I just thought that was so cool. And there's a bunch of nests in that tree. I guess they don't mind living that close together, but it was very sweet to see this mating pair up there in that tree. Really great looking birds. And I thought this was an interesting looking building. One of the ladies said that the person who used to live on the top floor, she thought, or I think she said, was the person that either owned the Oakland Tribune or started it. That was a cool building. And look at this tree. I mean, it just looks really old. I have no idea how old it is, but and flowering bushes everywhere. It was really a beautiful spring day. And there were some master gardeners there that day. I'm not exactly sure what they were doing, but they were all together with their plants. And this is on the walk between the lake and the heading towards the bonsai garden. And here's a mallard floating along in a little pond. It's really a wonderful, wonderful park. Beautiful wisteria. They had a lot of succulents, and some of them were really in beautiful bloom. They look like starfish. And I don't know what these are called, but they were just beautiful. And they were right next to a wonderful cherry tree that was in full bloom, a flowering cherry tree. These are the kind that are all over Washington, D.C. So now we're inside the bonsai garden. And of course, I always want to know, how old are those trees? I asked the same question when I was at the Huntington Gardens. And the gentleman said that I asked here, said it's really hard to tell because they get given away or sold, and sometimes the paperwork gets lost. But I believe he said that this one here, they can tell by the way they grow that this one is about 1,200 years old, which made me wonder, who was doing bonsai 1,200 years ago? I guess it was the Japanese. It's been around that long. And of course, we saw beautiful full-grown wisteria, and this is a bonsai wisteria. Isn't that cute? They're just amazing. It's sort of like being in Hobbit land to see these old, old trees that look like they could be from some medieval forest. And now here are the birds that they saw and identified on that day. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to bringing you more of Ben's birdwatching group adventures. Bye bye.